Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Air Hauler with me, MUHerd37. So, we're moving over to the 757, and I actually just tried to fly this, and oh my goodness, I had to start this thing all over. The airplane flew so odd. Just going into a new airplane and then having to deal with the flight plans and everything was messed up. So we're going to go back and start over. So we got the 757. We're going to use the Continental Airlines. We're going to, first, we're going to go take out a loan. We don't have enough money. I figure we'll just buy it outright. So let's get a $10 million loan. There's 10,000, 100,000, 1 million, 10 million. We'll have this paid off in no time. I haven't been working too much with the AI, so I have no idea why they're clapping that we just took out a huge loan. But okay. Alright, so here's our Continental Airlines. It's got winglets. We're just going to go ahead and buy it outright. And we're going to place it down in Daytona Beach. And we've already got a flight set up. I'll explain this a little better when we're setting up the plane. So let's go over to my jobs. There we go. Come on, Air Hauler. You can do it. Come on, there we go. There we go. Here's our 757. Gonna move me from, I think it was Honolulu. Alright, so we'll go ahead and load this. I'm going to put my fuel. Well, it doesn't really matter because it does do it automatically. I don't have to worry about it too much. Alright, that's about good. So we'll go ahead and fly it. Come on, Air Hauler. I'll pick a gate. I think we were near the fuel. We'll pick this one. So let's go ahead and move on over to the plane. Alright, everybody, here we are at the plane. Good looking plane, I think. It's a long plane. Seems like it's really extended. Alright. So let's go ahead and start this up Control E style. I'll talk a little bit about what just happened. I was trying to find this thing. Look, that's on. Yeah, it is. Look for everything to start up so we can get our panels. One thing I'm still missing is our TCAS. I can't find TCAS. Alright, now our panels are on. So, the weird thing is, well, here's one weird thing. You can't actually go down here and push all the buttons. You see, just get this. You have to bring it up like this to be able to enter anything. And it's really weird how you have to do the flight plan. Like, you can't just put in FlightSim Commander and put it in. You actually have to take that flight plan and put it into Flight Simulator's flight planner and then save it that way again. The thing is, the FSX flight planner does not show SID and stars. The thing is, they're actually there. It just doesn't show them, and that's one thing I didn't know. So let's type this in. KDAB, Daytona Beach to Washington is KIAD. And it is here. You'll notice this doesn't have near as much information as the PMDG ones. Actually, we'll just carry 5 in the reserves. Cruising altitude, we're going to go up to, I think, I believe we have to be on the odd. 33,000. Cost index is 75. Clear my throat real quick. Alright, cost index is 75. For the takeoff information, we'll just use 15 flaps. So it's got that info in for us. The approach. 30 degrees, so 140 knots. Here's one of the weird things. See, I was going in here and doing all this because I didn't know that the Addons the Star was basically already in there, but it is. So I'll go ahead and show you. And some of the buttons are in weird places. Bring this up, make this a little larger. Like you'll see, you only have a range of 10 miles. I had no idea how to increase it. It turns out it's down here. So I'll turn that to like 40 miles. This brings up other things like the plan. One more. And then we'll step through this. Because of the Addons Star, when I was looking at the map, it has the flight plan, but without the Addons Star, so we were way off course, it looked like, and I thought we were returning back to the airport. Turns out we were only in, like, North Carolina. We didn't even got up to Washington. And everything was in here twice. It made literally, like, no sense. We'll go to Tring, then to Mixon. And I thought there's supposed to be one more in there. Let me do something real quick. We're going to take off on 7 left. Let's see. We're going to be arriving on 19 center. Let's see if that added anything. So start over. Whoops. Alright, so it added FIMCO. And now this thing isn't... Come on. Alright, flow. Let's get back up here to Mixon. There you go, Tring, Mixon, and then down to FIMCO. And to the runway. It doesn't list the runway or anything. That was also kind of confusing. So it's been a bit of an adventure. Also, the plane took off on its own, which that was extremely interesting. I'm going to set our heading, and this is really interesting. If you hit this button, see like it's 10,000. If you hit the button, no matter what you do, it can only go down. You have to come up to the numbers to get it to go up. I have no idea why you would do that. But anyway, we'll go up to 33,000. Runway heading is something like, what, 70? Alright. Let's turn on our taxi lights. See, now this is like runway lights. But it says, so I guess it's both taxi and the runway turnoff lights. So we'll go ahead and turn on our collision lights. I believe the position is your strobe light. And I cannot find TCAS for the life of me. Alright, but that doesn't matter for us right now. Kill the parking brake. Let's bring this back over. One thing really annoying about this, it doesn't show a lot on the screen, and I don't know how to get this stuff on the screen. But this is some of your stuff. A lot of this stuff doesn't work. It's just not an advanced plane like, Also, now it's just going to show me stuff? See, some of it doesn't work. Some of it does. I don't even know what that is. Just really odd. Alright. So let's go ahead and taxi on over to our runway. This is not where I had parked last time, so... we'll figure it out somehow. But yeah, like, I came onto the runway and started setting stuff up, and all of a sudden the plane just takes off. Really odd. And there is, I guess, a co-pilot here. Don't tell me that this is our runway. No, it is not. Our runway is over here to the right. I was about to say. So it was, there's a co-pilot, and I guess there's like stewardesses. You'll hear them tell everybody to get ready, get seated and everything. Yeah, it's different. It's going to take some time to get used to. I set up my views. It feels like I'm really back in the seat, but we'll deal with that for a little while. I zoomed it in and everything, but still, it just doesn't seem that like I'm right up on it, like I'm supposed to be. Not right up on it, but you know what I mean. It just seems like I'm really far back. Alright, so we're going to take this taxiway right here. Slow down. This is a long, long plane. I'm not sure it is actually longer than like the 747 or 777, but when I was turning, it would see like I didn't go far enough to turn. Didn't go far enough. Been doing that. Just gotta get used to the plane. I basically test flew it and stuff. I never like tested out all the buttons and everything like that and trying to get everything set up. Another odd thing is for the LNAV and everything, you gotta be like pointed almost right at it to get it started. If you're not, it just will not go in. It will not fly it for you. It's just really odd. And you can't get kind of close. Like, you gotta be really, really, like, pointed at the thing. Your waypoint. Turn our flight director. Set our flaps to 15. Going pretty quick. I can't tell if we're at 10 flaps or 15. I'll have to check that out. But see, like, it doesn't really even... it shows us going this way. I have no idea why. That seems messed up. But oh well. It's just an awkward plane, it seems like. It's from QualityWings. I don't know if I like them or not. Like, some of their stuff seems good. Some of it seems complicated, like easy, but because it's so easy, it's almost like complicated. Or the PMDG is so automated, but I don't know. You'd think more automation would make it harder, but sometimes it actually makes stuff easier. There's somebody on the runway. Amazing, because usually they're taking off in the other direction. Hopefully he's going the other way. Oh, and when we were taking off, it must have been trimmed so much or something that the nose was coming up. We had to have been tail dragging, like going down the runway.
Flight attendants, please be seated for departure.
Oh, nice. Last time it was a woman. That was a little Cessna. Alright, so we'll enter the runway right here. We have way more than enough runway. I didn't turn very well again. Oh, it's so short right here. Alright, turn the taxi lights off. Lighting lights on. Turn our strobe on. I believe that's our strobe. Before we go, check our flaps. I think we are at 15. We'll move that. Yeah, that's 15. Alright. Go ahead and move on to the runway. And you'll notice it doesn't really tell you that how much to trim. I think you're just supposed to get it basically in that area. I'm actually going to lower the trim because, like I said, we took off last time and the nose was coming up as we were just going down the runway. Although I was not expecting for the plane to go. Alright. For our brakes and RTO. Alright, LNAV. Can't do the LNAV and VNAV just yet because we're not... Well, LNAV because it won't... It'll tell you, see you're not on the intercept heading. So you can't really arm it, I guess. Trimmed it down a little much. There we go. Hopefully that's much better. Get my view set. Auto throttles. Now see, last time it literally took off on its own. So let's advance the throttles. It's not taking off on its own this time. It was really odd. I mean, it took off on its own. So I don't think there's any button really to click to have your thrust set. And push the stick forward just so our nose doesn't come up again this time.
80 knots.
Don't want to go quite full power.
V1. Rotate. V2.
Come on, nose up.
Positive brake. Gear up. Flaps 5. Flaps 1.
So I moved the flaps. He moved that gear lever. I put the gear up, and he moved it down into the off position. Going a little fast. One more throttle as you pitch up. Alright. Turn to the right. I don't think we'd even be able to get the LNAV autopilot to work just yet. And you know what? I was thinking that was the wrong way, and it is. Last time I went left, where I was thinking, no, I'm supposed to go to the right. No. I was right the first time. It's kind of weird looking down at there. I was going to follow it this way, but no, it does point that way. Kind of weird. We're going way too fast. Under 10,000 feet. I think this plane accelerates way too quick as well. I don't think that's totally realistic. Alright, come out here to the left. I don't know if we'll be able to get LNAV just yet. The autopilot, and see, it wouldn't do LNAV. Now it's doing LNAV. We must be way too high or something because this is bringing us way down. 4,200 feet. Why are you bringing us down? See, I'm still controlling it. It makes no sense. Oh, hell. Let's see if it doesn't... It's not descending, finally. I don't know what happened last time. Apparently we are on LNAV. It's kind of a struggle sometimes. Like I said, you gotta get it pointed right at it, or it'll get that error. You know, most planes you can just hit the LNAV and it'll turn itself, but not this one. Take a look outside. It really feels like a really, really long plane. I don't know if it's like a stretch 737 or what. As you can see, it doesn't keep you under... It's supposed to be at 250 knots. As you can see, we are way above that. Probably should have put 250 in here and then... But whatever. It even says 250. I don't know what that's all about. Alright, but we are well on our way. So I'll tell you, I'll just go ahead and speed this thing up. And we'll be back in just a bit. Alright everybody, I'm back. I am thoroughly confused about how to use the autopilot with the heading and the LNAV and VNAV. It just makes no sense to me. It was taking us off, I guess, on this frequency. I have no idea, man. Nav 1 standby. I don't get it. I am thoroughly confused. I have to go out and study it some more. I also think we need to hurry up our descent. There we go. Because we need to be... Let's check what our altitude... Since it's not actually following it, that was the first thing that was confusing me. So at Mixon, we need to be at 5,400. Just try and figure that out. 5,400. So we probably won't be able to use ILS at all. Alright, so let's head toward Mixon. I am just really, really confused. And if this is our standby frequency, how do I get to the nav? I mean, this is our nav, but I guess that's how how do you switch it over? It can't be the standby, though. Alright, well, one thing we can do, let's go over to the map and find our frequency, since this thing isn't going to auto-tune, obviously, because it's all screwed up. Alright, so 19 center. And it doesn't have a frequency for us. Awesome. It does have ILS, so I don't know what the heck we're going to do now. I guess we'll just come in manually the whole way. So we're still at 24,000 feet. Let's check our landing speed. 130. So it did set it here. Move these things around, it already set it for us. That's our landing speed right there, 130. Currently at 250. Oh, that really, look at that. We're at normal speed? Holy crap. See, that's not realistic. That's not realistic. So we don't need to go descend that fast anymore. So, can you arm spoilers in this plane? I mean, you got to, right? I don't know. Jeez, man. Just a confusing plane. Alright, so we're going to be right at 5,400 at Mixon. After that, maybe down to 1,500. Very, very interesting. Alright, we just crossed 16,000 feet. I'm actually going to turn the range down a little bit. I wish we knew the frequency. Nav data, nope, none of that frequency. I have no idea. Well, right, ILS 111.30, which is... Maybe we will be able to pick it up, I don't know. Oops, there we go. 111.30. And course of 191. I don't know if we can change that. Yeah, we can. Oops. 191. Let's slow our descent just a little more. Look, it is snowy, and it is extremely snowy. Let's see. I don't know if that's the ILS or what. I have no idea. Probably. Need to get left and down. Oh, this is so weird. Like, the plane was flying clear to the left. I just happened to start looking around at some of the functions. I realized we were way left of the flight plan. Like, if you turn it on nav, I guess it was going to this nav or something. I don't get it. I'll have to look around and see what I'm doing wrong. Alright, 13,000 feet. I reset the altimeter and it says 13.4. So now we do need to hasten our descent just a little bit, not a whole lot. It's an odd way to fly, I tell you that. What about, what, 28 miles or so? I don't want to be down too quick. That's close enough. Now what's the next one? 1500? Yeah, 1500. And at Mixon we want to be at, well, that wants to be at 250. We'll slow it down to 170 to get to Femco. Tell you what. Let's speed it up just a little bit. There's the airport right there. We will be coming there. We're gonna get there eventually. Like I don't know. This is better than the first time, because the first time we were way off. I don't totally understand what it's doing. I don't know if putting the SID and star in there is confusing. It shouldn't, because it's on the FMC, so the FMC should be taking it there. I don't understand what it's doing. Hopefully our next flight will be better. Alright, getting close to Mixon. Yeah, I don't know about this. I can't even find TCAS. I looked forever. That's what I was looking at. If you saw me looking all over the place, I was looking for TCAS, but I just don't see it. Here's for ATC and all that crap. I don't even know if that stuff. Yeah, alright, you can mess with the frequencies. There's just some of it you can mess with, some of it you can't. Let's go just out to the right a little bit. That's such a tight turn. Oops, I remember at 10,000. I was trying to remember at 10,000 to turn the landing lights on. Completely forgot. Then when we get almost straight across, we'll start our turn. And slow our speed. And then hit time acceleration. See, it's like, you're 626 miles away from that. I couldn't understand why that wasn't moving. This is weird. It's just weird. Alright, let's go ahead and slow this down. Take this down to 1500. Yeah, 1500. Slow our speed down to 170. Go and put out some flaps. Let's move this range down. Alright, so there's the runway. Alright, 19 or 1500 right at Fimco, it looks like. Alright, so far so good. Let's go out to the right just a little bit so we can cut in easier. And I guess we'll switch it over to nav and hit the localizer. I don't know if we have to hit nav first or not. Well, you hit the nav and screw something out of hell. And it doesn't have our altitude because it doesn't have this in here. Does it have the altitude? 11,500 foot runway. It doesn't really have the altitude. Alright, so 134 knots. It's going to be interesting. You know, we flew here, I think, to Washington the first time with our 777 as well, and that was an experience in of itself. Alright, so it says we're high, or low, sorry. I'm off to the right, but that's alright. Does it really say we're going 211 knots? Come on, man. Glad I checked that.
2,500.
Yeah, we were definitely going way too fast. Another notch of flaps. I've got so much going on now. Oh, so I guess you can't. There's no spoilers. Can't arm the spoilers. I just tried. Slower descent. That'll help with the speed as well. So we're barely slowing down. I can't be messing with it too much because we're about to make our turn. $15.60. Oh, what the hell did I just do? Alright. Localizer and approach. It'd help if I would get the gear down. Oh my god. We are real late on the flaps. Messing with all that other stuff, it got me sidetracked. This is our landing speed. Alright, I'm killing autopilot.
400.
Getting a little slow. Wow, see, it just went. You just put it a little thrust and man, it. I think it was crazy.
300. Approaching minimums.
A little slow.
200.
Got high at the end.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Wow, at the end. So I guess it's it sounded like the spoilers deployed, so maybe it does it automatically, because I sure as hell couldn't find a button for it. It sounded like the thrusters came back on its own or something. So I got on the manual brakes to try and get over here. Yeah, geez. That wasn't the worst landing. I don't know why we floated so much there at the end. We got, it said 10 and it just didn't want to go down. Alright. Let's see, it seems like those should be on. Because here they're your runway turnoff lights, unless maybe after you stop you do it. Alright, so start the APU. Our ATC, this thing is moving. Alright, taxi to the gates.
Boeing, November 75851, request taxi to the gate. Boeing, November 75851, taxi to gate Bravo 23 via taxiway Yankee 5 Yankee Alpha Alpha 3 Bravo. Taxiing to gate Bravo 23 using taxiway Yankee 5 Yankee Alpha Alpha 3
Alrighty.
Bravo. Boeing 851.
Well, it wasn't all bad. It was kind of bad at the end. I forgot to get the gear down. We were real late on the flaps. Just had so much stuff to do there at the end. Since those are our taxi lights, I guess they should be on. Oh, it was interesting. I'm gonna have to go check on how to properly fly the nav on this thing. I don't get it. It made no sense. The landing wasn't all that bad. It was floated a little long at the end, which I don't really know how that happened. I forgot to record it, but I think I can do the playback. I can't remember what they call that. Instant replay, that's what it was. Hopefully they're just taking us like over here. And they're not putting us in the cargo area, where we usually go, but that's because we're extra cargo plane, I guess. They never told the passengers to sit down or anything. Co-pilot didn't say anything. I don't know, this is just all so weird. Alright, so we're just idling. Idling at like 30 knots. Kind of weird. I don't think that's very realistic. Alright, auto brakes are off. The flight director off. And this thing's booking. Looks like we turn off right here. It's kind of weird that they bring it down this way. Like, all those gates are open. They could have just put us there. But whatever. FSX does whatever it wants. FSX does what FSX wants to do. Alright. Get our turn on. Once again, turned a little early, probably. I don't know, I don't see any actual taxi lines. It's kind of an ugly car, trolley car, or whatever you want to call it. It's just a big box. Alright. Things are getting quick on me again. Oh, whoa, whoa. That actually wasn't that bad. Alright. That's probably good enough right there. At our parking brake. Go with fuel. APU is on. Right. APU general. Alright, so that's on. Did air hauler say okay? I hope air hauler said okay. Well, in any event, let's move over to air hauler and make sure it said okay. So, go over to air hauler. Alright, air hauler does say it's okay. Finish our flying. Condition 100. I'm supposed to do load, unload cargo. That's stupid. Come on, air hauler. Alright, go over to our plane. Come on, air hauler. You can do it. I know you can. I don't know why it has to be so slow. Not sure what all it's doing. Alright, unload our cargo. And it's all good. Alright, so we used about 19,000 pounds. That's not so bad. Alright. And it's done. We're in Washington. Right up here. So I don't know if it's got any jobs. I really don't have any time to do it now. Well, that pays a lot. It's not a long enough runway. That will 6,000 miles. That's long enough. Could always have someone else do it while I can't play. Nothing really in Washington. Well, anyway, everybody, that's going to be it for this episode. I'll try and figure this plane out so we can fly it better. But hopefully you still enjoyed the episode. I'll see you on the next one. Oh, that's a really good one. Down to Dallas. We have a base there. Alright, anyway. That's it for this episode, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed it. I will catch you on the next flight.
300. Approaching minimums. 200. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.